Hi, I'm Kim Brady. I have a child at Blaylock and one at Smith, and I am the current CFB Council PTA President.
Hi, I'm Melanie Williams. I am the College Career and Military Readiness Coordinator here for CFB, and I'm excited to be here to answer some initial questions about your middle schooler going to high school.
Parents, thank you for submitting your questions for today's presentation. We also want to let you know that we will soon have a separate video to cover AP courses, dual credit, and on-ramps courses, so those topics will not be covered today. This is meant as a first information session for parents of 8th grade students, but it is not a replacement for the different parent events that the middle and high schools in CFB will host in the coming months on transitioning to high school. We have received many questions and tried to include most of them, but as we are limited to 30 minutes today, we are planning a second part for this presentation. Melanie, let's get started.
All right.
When do 8th grade students register for their classes for 9th grade?
All right. That's coming up really soon. So middle school counselors are going to be communicating to parents and students about course registration and their 4-year high school planning. In March and April is when students are going to be meeting with the counselors to talk about their courses that they want to take for high school and to actually select their 9th grade courses. So everything's going to go through the middle school counselors, and the only exception is if you have a student at Barbara Bush Middle School who is going to go to Ranch View, they are already reaching out. So they've got an event planned next week. Please check your parent square messages if you have a Barbara Bush student who's going to Ranch View, and the counselors will do a great job of letting you know what they need you to do next week.
Thank you. What is a personal graduation plan, also known as a PGP, and when is it developed?
Okay, so a personal graduation plan is something that students create in the spring semester of their 8th grade year, and it's intended to show them what high school will include. We'll go over with students what their graduation requirements are and look at their interest inventories that they've completed in Zello, and a counselor will work with each student one-on-one to select every course that they're going to take all 4 years in high school. Now, that is something that can change if a student changes their mind in the future. Let's say they get ahead in courses, or they decide, I really want to study something different than business. Maybe I want to study agriculture. They can change their minds later. But the 4-year plan lets students know what's ahead, and also lets them know there is a coherent sequence of courses to take to meet your graduation goals and to earn an endorsement. So with PGPs, parents are also going to receive information when this is happening with their student. So what they're going to do is keep an eye on Parent Square, because all of this communication will be going out through the middle school campuses. Middle school counselors are going to lead this. Also wanted to mention that with course selection, so after students make their 4-year high school plans in general, then parents are going to have a chance to see that plan that was reviewed with the counselor, sign it, and show that they've acknowledged that they've seen it. And then when students register for their 9th grade courses, they're going to do so electronically this year. So in the past, we've carried sheets around and had the teachers and the counselors and everybody take a look and sign. It will be electronic, and so that is also something students are going to receive videos and advisory lessons on how to do it, and the middle schools are going to communicate with parents about that. So keep in mind, these things are happening in March and April, with the exception of Bush and the kids going to Ranch View.
Okay. Can you talk about the different academies and pathways offered at the different high schools?
Yes. Okay. So an academy is a very rigorous program that is predetermined, that is intended to really prepare students well in a certain field of study. And we have 7 here in CFBISD. A program of study is something a little bit different. So a program of study is more like a very specific sequence of courses. Think of it like this, like the academy, you may be required as part of the Law Academy or the International Business Academy to take some dual credit courses, like in microeconomics or in court systems and practices, as part of the academy requirements. So like in METSA, students may need to take honors physics It is just part of their program that's required. But if, for example, you're going to take construction at Smith, then your counselors are going to guide you to say which elective you should take each year for that program of study. So at Creekview, we have the Law Academy and other programs of choice that people can choose from are commercial photography, accounting, business management, teaching, cybersecurity is new, and automotive. At Early College High School, it's exactly like it sounds. It's students who are taking high school and college courses at the same time. And the goal is for students to either leave high school with an associate's degree or to be core met by the time they graduate from high school, so that when they transition to college, they can get into their majors. Early college also allows students to take a sequence of engineering courses, so that's important to note too. Branchview is going to have the Information Technology Academy this year. It's a new academy. It's a P-Tech actually. And there will be lots of partnerships with the business partners and several courses students can take within the academy. Branchview also has courses in business management, culinary arts with a brand new culinary center coming up, travel, tourism and attraction, and engineering. Smith has the International Business Academy, and their programs of choice or programs of study are fashion design, architecture and construction, travel, tourism and attractions, exercise and wellness, manufacturing technology, cybersecurity, civil engineering is new, and computer science. At Turner, there are 3 academies. There's the Biomedical Academy with several programs within it, AMAT for Arts and Media Technology, METSA Academy for STEM, and then they also have programs for agriculture, business management, marketing and sales, a fantastic cosmetology program, teaching, exercise and wellness, welding, where several certifications could be earned, automotive, computer science, and engineering.
Great, thank you. Are buses available to the high school choice for your home campus or for your home campus only?
So at this time, the buses are available to your home campus. The exception is Early College High School. Since Early College High School is nobody's home campus, there will be a bus from every middle school that's going to go to Early College High School.
Great. What about career and technology education, or CTE certifications, are available in CFB?
Yes, we are very excited about this because CFB offers more than 50 real industry certifications. These are ones that are seen in the industry, and it shows a professional level of expertise. So some of our most popular ones are Microsoft Word and Excel Specialist. Within automotive, there are several different certifications that students earn: electrical, brakes, engine, things like that. Welding, the same thing. There are several different certifications within welding. We have students who love the veterinary assistant program where they can get a certification. In accounting, they can get QuickBooks certified user certification. And OSHA, occupational safety, is offered within many of our programs. That's one that's very useful in a lot of industries. We are excited about floral design this year. Those classes fill up very quickly, and so students will be able to earn a level 1 certification in that new course. Adobe Photoshop is very high level. It's one of our most popular ones. Students love to take that with an AMAT. A newer one is entrepreneurship and small business. We had students take this for the first time last year. It's an excellent certification to have. Medical assistant in our Biomed Academy, also pharmacy technician, serve-safe food handler in our culinary program, and students who go through the teaching programs can earn their educational aid certification level 1 from Texas Education Agency. So teachers help students prepare for these certifications during their CTE courses.
Wow, that's impressive.
Yeah, thank you.
What is an endorsement, and is it required for graduation?
All right. Oh, here's an endorsement poster.
Thank you.
Thank you. Okay. So an endorsement is a collection of courses that focus in a certain area. TEA created endorsements when they reorganized the high school programming several years ago. And the intention of the endorsements was to make sure that students leave high school with some sort of specialty, and these are considered areas that are high demand, high skill jobs where people can get good jobs whenever they graduate and go to college. So the intention was to just say, I've specialized in an area. So it is the expectation that students do graduate on the high school plan with an endorsement. That's a 26 credit plan that we'll show in just a minute here. The different endorsements are STEM, which includes many courses in science, technology, engineering, and math. Business and industry, where there are a lot of fields like agriculture, architecture, arts, business management, IT, finance, manufacturing, transportation. And then public service, where we see a lot of law, public safety, health science, education, government, arts and humanities, where it has to do with languages and English electives, social studies, and then multidisciplinary. So multidisciplinary, you can pick from different areas that show advanced knowledge. So those classes are going to be ones where they tend to be taken your junior or senior year, and advanced placement courses, IB, dual credit, can count for those advanced courses that count for multidisciplinary endorsement. So endorsements are more broad, and when we were talking about programs of study just a minute ago that are offered by our campuses, those are more specific. So you're going to see the programs within here. If you complete one of our CTE programs of study, counselors are going to guide you to take the courses that are going to help you to earn your endorsement. Now, as a last resort, let's say that a student struggled significantly, something happened, and they're a senior, and they are not going to graduate on time if they don't, if they were to complete all the endorsement requirements. In very specific circumstances, we would meet with the parent and the student and talk about whether it's in their best interest to not graduate with an endorsement. You have to still meet state graduation requirements, but the endorsement is the expectation. Plus, with the 26 credits, colleges want to see that you had 26 credits and that you did focus your attention on a coherent sequence.
What are the requirements, including credits, for high school graduation?
All right, we have a poster for that too.
And we know we had a parent just ask about gifted and talented in high school also?
Yes.
Yeah, so can you talk briefly about that? Because I know that could be a whole separate video, but if you could talk about how that kind of incorporates into your graduation requirements.
You betcha, absolutely. So with graduation requirements on the 26, it's 26 course credits. And what parents and students need to know is that a credit is 2 semesters of a single course. So there are some courses that are a year long, like English 1. You're going to take English 1A the first semester and English 1B the second semester. And then there are some courses like health that are only at 1 semester long and they receive a half credit. So for the graduation requirements, you have 26 course credits. You have to have 4 in English, 4 in math, 4 in science, and 4 in social studies. We call that the 4x4 plan. And then you have to have 2 credits in world language, 1 credit of PE, 1 credit of fine arts, half a credit of health, and then 5.5 credits in electives. And this can include your CTE certification courses to satisfy the endorsement. Now, on top of passing all of these, then on top of that, students are going to take 5-star end of course exams. And those are going to be a lot in your freshman year. So English 1 is your freshman year, English 2 is sophomore, algebra is also your freshman year, so is biology, and then US history. So then students need to pass those as part of graduation requirements. You may hear about the 3 additional requirements for Texas for graduation, and we've got students covered. So we have to ensure that they have CPR instruction. It's not a full certification course, but each year the seniors will participate. They'll watch a video, participate in an activity, and be coded that they've completed that requirement. And then the state requires proper instruction or proper interaction with peace officers. That's embedded in our world geography course, so our freshmen get that their first year. And then speech is a requirement. It's no longer a course requirement. It used to be up here. And so because our English classes include speaking and presenting, that is embedded within our English courses. And so those are the graduation requirements for Texas.
Excellent. Is AVID offered as a 9th grade course?
Yes, it is, it is. Avid is offered at all of our high schools, and it's a great course because it talks about college readiness, and more than even college readiness, students learn about organization, how to advocate for themselves, study skills, how to take good notes, and so that is on course selection when parents are going to be completing with students their selections for 9th grade. They will look and see that where Avid is a possibility for 9th grade.
Excellent. Can you explain the block schedule and a double block schedule?
Yes, and then I'll come back to the GT question.
That's actually our next question,
Okay,
so
okay.
I'm glad that parent asked.
Yes. And I have an example of a block schedule right here. Okay. So let's talk about a traditional schedule. So traditionally in high school, you have about 8 periods in the school day. And we used to spend, less than an hour in each subject and then go down the hall, go to your next course. So 8 times a day transitioning to different classes. And our high schools have transitioned to block schedule. So there's a difference between block schedule and a double block class, and I'll talk about that. But a block schedule is where students can spend more time in one sitting in each class, so that they're going to half their classes one day that we call an A day, and then they're going to their other half of classes on the next day, which is B day. So campuses alternate A, B, A, B, A, B, A, B throughout the school year. So a student would go to first, second, third, and fourth period on A day, and then 5th, 6th, 7th, and 8th on B day. And you can see this has high school advisory embedded, where we do a lot of our college and career readiness lessons for students there. So double blocked courses are those like cosmetology 2. Usually they're about a junior when they're taking a class like that. And it is a course that requires 2 periods in the day because it's 2 credits worth. So the good thing is the students are going to get to elective credits for that. But let's say cosmetology was a double block class, maybe it's 3rd and 4th periods, so they would stay in that classroom at that time. So when you hear blocked schedule, we're just talking about a way for students to spend more time during the day on their course without the transition in between, and then going to the next set of classes the next day.
My son does this at Smith and he loves it. It's so great for them to be able to focus on 4 classes a day.
Yes.
So, yes, that's actually worked out great.
Many people love it.
What services are offered in high school for students that are identified as gifted?
Yes, okay. So in their freshman year, students are going to take what we're calling Honors GT English 1 now. We used to call it Pre-AP. It's going to be called Honors. Same weighting, same everything. And then students will also take AP Human Geography for social studies. So their English and social studies class their freshman year is going to be GT. And then Honors GT English 2, their sophomore year, and they're going to take AP World History. So our GT students are starting their AP courses early. Most students tend to start taking AP courses their junior year, and so our GT students did tend to see AP courses a little sooner. So there are other AP courses though for students who are not identified as gifted who want to take them, and those will be on course selections as well.
So I'm hearing you say that there are classified GT classes for kids at the high school level.
Yes, yes. With those English classes, we've got them as Honors GT. And then with the AP classes, it's possible that there may be some students who are not identified as GT, and it depends on the campus and whether they have enough for multiple sections of the course. But yes, there are identified classes for GT. And then we know that a lot of our students, maybe who've been through the LEAP program, come in well ahead in math. And so we offer a lot of math classes that are dual credit, advanced placement, so that students can feel challenged in the subjects where their need is to be challenged.
Excellent, excellent. Where can I find information about transition to high school, and who should I contact if I have a question later?
That is great. So middle school counselors are going to be your main contact for right now. So all the way until July, when the transition happens to high school, is when the high schools will have the information and start contacting parents. You want to make sure that you're communicating with your middle school campus, because the middle school campus will be the one sending out the parent score messages. Anything coming from the high schools that the middle schoolers need to know will go through. It's funneled through the middle school counselors. And so definitely want to reach out to them if you have any questions, or if for some reason you're not receiving communication here in the next month about what's to come with course selections. But in July, We wanna make sure that your address, phone number, email address, everything is current in our system, because that's how the high schools are gonna be reaching out, when they start inviting you to freshman orientation sessions. Those are typically in late July or early August. We're starting school a little earlier, so it may be in July, so do watch Parent Square even over the summer, because you'll receive information that way. I know of one high school who's printed postcards, so the mailing address could be important there. And while most of the communication is likely to come out through Parent Square, it's possible that they may pull email addresses from our database to email parents directly. And so please do check your email and make sure that everything is current. Also, the counseling departments will be posting information for new students on their counseling page. So if you go to the school's website and then you hover over campus information, you're going to see counseling, administration, staff directory. Go to the counseling page if you want to look for due dates, updates about the transition from 8th grade to 9th grade, and anything for new students.
What does parent involvement look like in high school?
All right, so we have many ideas for that. We first want to encourage you to be a member of the PTSA. So Parent Teacher Student Association is intended to include students. That's monthly meetings where you can connect with other parents, which we highly encourage for support, information, being able to keep current on events, and just the great things that they present. They do presentations and events too. So definitely we encourage you to join PTSA. There is a link to PTSA from our CCMR webpage that I'll talk about here in just a minute in our resources. So join now if you want to. You can wait till fall. But we also have opportunities through booster clubs. So Fine Arts and Athletics will have parents help with fundraising and special events. And they'll reach out to you if you're in those programs, but if you want to reach out to those directors, they're happy to work with you too. Many principals before COVID were doing parent coffees. You know, they'd have donut and coffees and come in. And many of them are virtual now. And so principals do that where parents have the time to get to know the principal, get to know their personality a little bit, their expectations for the school and their vision, and just the opportunity to ask questions one-on-one with the leader of the school. So watch your Parent Square, watch the school calendar, social media for those types of events. And then parent information nights. We do a lot of back to school presentations, and as you'll see, when your student gets older in high school, we really start preparing for college and giving you a lot of notification about what to expect and what to do. So parent information nights are great. We also wanted to let you know that we have Parent Connect, where parents can check their students' grades. Many of you are aware of that, but when your student's transitioning to high school, it's still okay to check their grades. If you want to check it once a week or however long you want to do that, it helps to have an accountability partner to say, do you need to go to tutorials? Can I help you get set up with tutorials? Let's email your teacher. Have you turned in this assignment? It looks like it's late. That is something that parents can do for involvement with their student. And then we recommend this summer that you get to know 4 people on your high school campus. You can do this through the website, attending orientation sessions, but you need to know your principal, your student's assistant principal, their attendance clerk, and their school counselor. So make sure that you do get to know who these people are, because those are the people you may be reaching out to the most, other than your child's teachers that will change each year. And also, that's going to the CFB website, choosing schools, going to your child's school, and select campus information. You'll find all of that contact information there.
And how are APs and counselors assigned to my student?
By alphabet. So
Okay.
when you go onto the web pages, you'll see it's usually an assistant principal and a counselor paired together. They work as a team, and it'll be like last names A through G, and then the next one will be H through whatever.
Okay.
Yeah.
Excellent. Well, we've kind of covered everything. You covered everything in that last question, because I was going to ask you how parents can prepare their 8th grade child for the transition to high school. Is there anything else you want to say about that?
Yes. So other than attending the parent events, which is really important, we recommend that you talk with your child about getting involved in activities where they get to connect with other people. is harder right now during COVID. But a sense of community is such a security blanket for students. They're going to be going to new schools, making new friends, a big building that I promise will take a little bit of time to learn, but they'll get it. And the people there understand it. But things like sports, fine arts, or clubs, we recommend that you look at those opportunities together and to talk about how they're going to be connected. Also, personal responsibility does increase when you're in high school, and students need to know that even as a freshman, those very first courses that you're taking are counting toward your grade point average, which we'll talk about next time. So you want to do your best and make sure that you pass your classes, because if you don't, in order to graduate, you have to take them again and pass them. And so we want parents to know that and help their student be responsible. One of the biggest things you can do is help them to learn how to plan, set assignment due dates in their calendar or phone or a planner, and help them to be organized and ready. Also to give them the technology that they need. Chromebooks are going to be issued at the beginning of the school year, but just to know that's going to happen. We talked about credits, we talked about tutorials already. Wanted to mention too, during any transition, it's normal for there to be a little bit of anxiety or a little bit of, coming home feeling really tired, because there's a lot of new. And so we really want parents to know to communicate the message to your student: I believe in you, you've got this, you can do it. You would not believe how much just listening and reflecting those feelings back and saying, I'm here for you, can be helpful for a child. And so that's one of the best things you can do during a transition.
Excellent. Well, thank you, Melanie, for answering our questions.
You're welcome.
Parents, there are some resources that will be very helpful for you to continue to navigate the process of transition to high school for your student. The 2021 Educational Planning Guide can be found on the CFB website. The one for 21-22 school year will be posted online soon, but the old one will be very similar. It has information on courses and graduation requirements. The middle school counselors will be able to answer your questions on the transition to the high school process, so please reach out to them if you have questions. The College, Career, and Military Readiness page on the CFB website has a high school tab with links for many resources. Please stay tuned for information on part 2 of this presentation with more detailed information on more topics. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you.